There's that man again.
Well, you win some, you lose some. But here are five blind buy wins that I have in my collection that I want to share with you. Stay tuned. What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to the Teddy Files. I'm your resident sommelier, Mr. Dearest Teddy. And today we're going to talk about five blind buy wins, five fragrances that I bought in my collection. And if I'm going to be real, a lot of this is blind buy. A lot of this. Number one, because I speak and I talk and I influence fragrance. I'm a fragrance influencer. And so I do a lot of blind buying, but specifically for today, I'm just going to bring up five because if I try to do all blind buys, yeah, we'd be here all day and we'd probably have to go into the next day. So I'm going to give you five and hopefully that's going to be enough. So I think the first one I want to start off with is one of the cheaper options, probably the cheapest option on this list. And it surprised me of how good this fragrance was. Not not because of the notes or anything. Number one, because of the price. I paid about $14 for this fragrance, and in all honesty, I am glad that I got this in my collection, and that would be English Laundry's Armor. So citric, fresh, clean, somewhat synthetic, but of course you would expect that. It's not the most expensive fragrance out there, but it is a very good fragrance. And I think today, just for today, I'll spray this one in the air just to kind of get a feel for it. Yes, just that beautiful opening lemon note, that lemon bergamot combination at the beginning. Like I said, it smells somewhat generic, but it actually smells really good. And for $14, you can only ask for so much, man. This is a really good fragrance for that price. I think I got it at Marshall's. You're not going to get a lot of longevity out of it. I think I may have got 3 to 4 hours out of it. And for that price, you can just reapply if you want to continue with the scent profile throughout the day. I mean, you got your top notes of lemon zest, bergamot. You got your middle notes of geranium, rose, and lavender. You got your base notes of musk, oak moss, and patchouli. All to come together to give you this really nice, just laid back, relaxed, and just very citrusy fragrance. And once again, like I said, for the price, you can't beat that. It's a really good smelling fragrance that'll work in a lot of different situations, especially if you are someone that works in an office. Now, as far as high heat, I haven't worn it in the high heat just yet, so I'm not sure. But I know it's definitely more of a summertime fragrance more than it is um, any other type of weather. So for me, I wore this recently. Although it is spring, it's not quite summer, but it was a warm day outside, somewhere up in the 90s, and it performed pretty good. Once again, like I said, 3 to 4 hours is all I got, but I also work in an office building. I pop in and outside every once in a while, and I could still smell it. It was about a half hour projection, and then it became more of a close proximity skin scent. Had a little slight bit of a sillage, but not very much. Once again, for $14, man, honestly, you can't really beat the kind of performance that this gave. This is actually a really nice fragrance, and if you really want to amp it up a little bit, spray a little bit more. I think I may have sprayed about 6 sprays of this one, but you can go a little bit deeper if you want to. And this right here is for the first one off the list, number five on the list. That would be Armor from English Laundry. So the next fragrance on the list has gotten a lot of hate for whatever reason. I absolutely love the fragrance. I didn't, of course, once again, this is about blind buy, so I had no idea what it smelled like when I first got it. And I'm actually elated that I got this fragrance, and that would be Hermes H24. So this thing is fresh, clean, herbal, This, look, man, I love this fragrance. This is the epitome to me of clean. I mean, this is clean to the next power. This is one of those Sultan of Siliage fragrances because, damn it, you're going to have a nice scent trail behind you because I don't know about other people, but as far as my skin chemistry goes, I got an entire day of scent out of this one right here. I mean, you got your notes of clear sage, narcissus, palisander, rosewood, and scarlane, and all of that comes together to give you this just fresh, somewhat floral, very soapy, very clean. Like I said, an extremely herbal. It is a little bit of a strange scent, just a little bit of a strange scent, but strange in a good, magnificent way. I'm sorry, man. I do have to. I gotta spray this one. Just love it. I love it. Just clean, just fresh out of the shower, walking through a meadow. I don't know how many of us walk through meadows, but if you walk through one, this is probably what you're going to smell as you walk through it. This is an amazing fragrance, and I'm so glad that I got it in my collection. And number 4 would be Hermes H24. So for my next fragrance, here lately I've been exploring the house of El Ganso. And I have a couple of more of their fragrances behind me. I'll be doing them in a later Blind Buy Wins video because as far as I'm concerned, those are definitely in the winner circle. But I had to do this one. Number one, because it suits the weather that we're in so perfectly. Like right now, that spring, summer, that, that in between, that we're right on the cusp of the summertime fragrance. And this one right here works perfect in both seasons. And that would be El Ganso's Part-Time Hero. Clean, fresh, somewhat spicy, has a little bit of a spiciness to it. Man, this fragrance is awesome. Like they do pretty good work over at El Ganso. I know it's a clothing company. This is a designer fragrance, I guess technically. Paid about 25-30 bucks for it, but the scent itself, the scent is just like I said. I know I wasn't going to keep. I said I wasn't going to keep doing this. Sometimes you just got to spray. So clean, green, fresh, spicy, just like I described it. I mean, you got your top notes of lemon, bergamot, and orange. You have your middle notes of rose, green notes, juniper berry, and lavender. You also have your base notes of musk, moss, and gaiac wood, all to come together to give you this perfectly balanced, just well-rounded fragrance that's amazing for this kind of weather right now. This is amazing for this kind of weather. It is not going to be overpowering. It'd be perfect in the office if that's where you wanted to go. Perfect if you were at the beach. It would work anywhere. This is pretty much a Swiss Army knife fragrance where it could work anywhere in those two seasons. You could try it in the wintertime if you want. Like I said, you wear fragrances whenever you want. But for me, this time of year, this kind of weather, this fragrance right here will shine. And that would be Part-Time Hero by El Ganso. So the next fragrance on the list is woody, earthy, and musky. And I've already gotten a few good sprays out of it. Either I'm opening the box to smell it or I'm spraying it on. And that would be Rayon Traditions Insurrection Sport. So this right here, as you see, I'm popping the top again. Certified clean sexiness. Certified clean sexiness. Like, you want to smell sweet and sexy, there's fragrances for that. You want to smell professional and sexy, there are fragrances for that. You want to smell just very clean, bright, and airy and sexy. This fragrance, this is a hit. This is a clone of Creed Aventus cologne. And in all honesty, I haven't have a decant of that. This is about a good, I would say 90%. 85-90% accurate. This is a good one. It is much cheaper than that. I think the decant costs just as much as this. This thing cost me about 35. You got your top notes on this one of mandarin orange, pink pepper. You got your middle notes of vetiver and patchouli, and your base notes of musk and tonka bean. And how they achieved the Aventus cologne DNA, hey man, people just know how to work that magic. But what I'll say is, I'm not going to spray this one because this one will overpower anything that comes behind it. This is a pretty damn strong scent, man. And it's another one for me. Like I said, I'm not sure about anybody else's skin chemistry. But for me, this is an entire 8 hour fragrance. As a matter of fact, this thing burns my nose out. I don't even spray it in this area. I spray it behind my neck and pretty much at the top and the back of my shoulders. Because if it's anywhere up in here, the constant bombardment of my nose and my senses, I go nose blind, and then it starts to smell like it's burning my nose. So it has a strong sillage to it. Like I said, it lasts about 8 hours on my skin. What else can you ask for about $35? That would be Rayon Traditions, Insurrection Sport. So the next fragrance that I have up is straight summertime sexiness in a bottle, people. It is straight summertime sexiness in a bottle. When I blind bought this one and I sprayed it for the first time, this thing spoke to me in a way that no other fresh fragrance has ever spoke to me. I really just recently, not too long ago, really started getting into fresh blue fragrances. I always like the more wintertime fragrances, things of that nature. But if they're gonna pop out and pump out things like this, then in all honesty, I'm gonna be on board, and that would be Bahura Viking Dubai. This fragrance, man, look. Oh man. Yes, yes. I am pausing. I am pausing. Damn it. I am pausing. This one right here, this is sickeningly good. In my opinion. In my opinion, sickeningly good. I'm just giving you how I feel about it. This fragrance gives me a wonderfully good feeling. It is perfect, and I mean absolutely perfect for warm weather. I mean, let's give you the notes off of this one. You got your top notes of citrus and spicy notes. You got your heart notes of bergamot, sweet orange, lemon, grapefruit, and ginger. You got your base notes of cashmere wood, white magnolia, violet, and tonka bean, all to come together to give you this amazingly awesome, fresh, clean, and slightly sweet fragrance, but not sweet as far as syrup, but more of a powdery, clean sweetness. I mean, once again, this is another one. It has to go in the air, man. Like, ooh, the atomizer is not a joke. But it's that sharp zestiness at the top, and then that clean, beautiful cashmere. This is just awesome. And all honesty, am I telling you to blind buy this? No. What I'll say is this: for me, this was a complete and total blind buy win. This is one of the ones that get the trophy for me as far as blind buy wins. This is an awesome fragrance, and in all honesty, you could do yourself a favor. I don't see too many people saying that they don't like this, and as you can see, that atomizer is nothing to play with. So if you're so inclined, go out there and get your hands on Bahura Viking Dubai. Yeah, and the bottle's sick too. So the very last fragrance on the list, I can honestly say, Instagram, you got me. You got me. You got me. I saw the commercial and I saw the notes of the fragrance and even the juice color, the presentation, everything was on point. I didn't even bother to get samples, although they do have samples. I just said, to hell with it. I'm just going to go ahead and get the fragrance. And guess what? I won again. This is win number 5. And that would be Toxic Desire by Corbage. Now, remember what I just said, that I like wintertime fragrances. This quintessential date night, sexy time, anytime, wintertime fragrance. This fragrance here. Yes, this is pause number 2. Pause number 2. So glad that I have this in my collection. And yeah, yes I am. Yes I am. I'm gonna spray it. Man, just warm, spicy, cinnamon forward. If you like the smell of cinnamon, you're gonna absolutely love this fragrance because it has a heavy cinnamon vanilla note at the top. Let me just give you the fragrance notes here. You got your cognac oil and caramel as your top notes. Middle notes of oak absolute, cinnamon essence, and tonka bean. You got your base notes of sandalwood, vanilla, and praline, all to come together to give you this sweet but not overly sweet fragrance. It almost has a nuttiness to it, probably from the praline note, but it's just sexy upon sexy upon sexy, and it is nuclear off the skin. I mean, this I had to scrub off about a good 12 hours later. That thing was still pumping, and I mean pumping hard, like pumping like a bass drum hard. So this was not playing any games. The CRs was going crazy. So this one right here, if you see the commercial, but I'm going to do you the favor of putting the link in the description box. So make sure you go down in the description box and check the link. It'll be right down there so you can get your hands on. And I also put the website up there, not from a secondary seller. I put the website up there so you guys can get a sample, because you got to make sure that this is something that you like. This is right up my alley though. So, but what I'm going to do is make sure that you're a little bit safer with it, because I'm crazy and I buy a lot of things blindly. Most of this is blind buy, and this right here is definitely a win. I mean, a blind buy win for me, and that would be Corbage Toxic Desire. Oh, and by the way, it is unisex. Well, everyone, that is my time. Now, is blind buying a safe practice? Probably not. Probably not. But I'm pretty sure a few about you out there have already done the blind buy game. Even if you're not a fragrance influencer or a fragrance collector like myself, many of us has bought a lot of fragrances just because of what we heard other people say about it, or just because of curiosity. And don't stop being curious. If you feel like it's something that you might like, maybe you want to give it a shot. Make sure it's not something way too expensive, because there's nothing like that kind of regret where you spent a lot of money on something that you hate. So if you're going to blind buy, keep it in the realm of a little bit more affordable. That way it'd be a little bit harder to deal with the fact that you blind bought something that you didn't like. But if you have some blind buy wins, please make sure you put it down here in the comment section and let me know which ones you bought blindly, had no idea about, and were pleasantly surprised with. And remember to like, share, and subscribe to the content, because it helps the channel to grow. And once again, growing the channel we are well on our way to 1,000 subscribers. We are closer and closer each and every single time. I truly love and appreciate you guys, and I thank you for all the support. And please make sure that you hit the bell icon so that you're notified whenever I upload another video. Or if you're just interested in, I don't know, seeing me go crazy on screen, just pausing off of fragrances and stuff, because I am Mr. Dearest Teddy, your fragrance sommelier, and your sultan of sillage. And over here, we don't do stink, so please don't be a stink ass. Have a good evening.